As the NBA preseason starts, I was just thinking about some of these regular season predictions that are being made right now. One of them is about the league MVP. When I look at the guys who are the favorites to win the league MVP in this upcoming season, the majority of these guys are foreign born players such as Jokic, Joel Embiid, Giannis, Luka, Shea. Those are all the guys that are really the odds-on favorites to win the league MVP. You don't see an American's name in there. That got me thinking too. First of all, when was the last time an American has won the league MVP award now? It's been a while, it seems. So I did check, and the last time an American born player won the NBA league MVP was James Harden back in 2018. So it's been a 6-year streak since the last American born player won league MVP. Since then, we've seen Giannis win it twice and Jokic win it twice, then Embiid, and then back to Jokic. Those are like the guys who won the last 6 league MVP awards. This is the longest drought of an American not winning the league MVP since Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs in '05 and '06. That streak was like 2 years. And then ultimately in 2007, I'm trying to remember who won the MVP. Actually, no, I'm wrong. That was actually a 3-year streak of Americans not winning the MVP back then. You had Nash winning 2 straight and then Dirk. So that was like 3 years in a row. And then Kobe broke that streak in 2008. So this is like the longest streak since then. This is 6 years. The previous record was 3 years of an American not winning the league MVP. So it's been a lot longer, and the rate things are going, it could continue to be a lot longer. If you look at just like who could possibly be the next American to win the MVP, I have 4 guys who could possibly steal the award this year who are American born. I'll list 4 of those guys' names out. I have Jason Tatum, Jalen Brunson, Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards. I give those guys dark horse chances because if their teams are healthy, I think all of them have a good chance of having a top 4 team this year. And to usually win the MVP, your team has to finish with a top 4 record. You also have to put up gaudy numbers. I think all 4 of those guys can put up gaudy numbers, and their teams could have a top 4 record. So that would give them a shot at winning the league MVP, but I don't think any of those guys are favorites to win it. Tatum, he's just that guy that, despite winning a championship you don't really respect, I think he would have to be out of this world amazing. And I don't know how much better the Celtics can be from last year. I think they won 60-some games, so I think it's highly unlikely he's going to win the MVP. Brunson, I think if the Knicks get the number 1 seed, then there is a shot there could be a strong campaign for him to win the league MVP. If the media is behind him and they push hard, it could be like an Allen Iverson type of MVP type of deal, like AI won in 2001. So I think he would have a really good shot at it if the Knicks got the number 1 seed, but I wouldn't call him the favorite to get it. Ja Morant is another guy I would give a dark horse chance to winning it. The Grizzlies are healthy. I think they have a chance to be a top 3, top 4 team in the West. But then again, Ja's bad reputation could possibly hurt him from getting the MVP if his team finished with even the best record, just because of the bad rep he has now. I think that's going to take him probably a few years to get rid of that bad reputation. So that could knock him out of the running. And then you got Anthony Edwards. If somehow the Timberwolves can finish with a top 3 record, or even the best record in the West, then I think he has a strong case to get the MVP, and he could just take it because it would be very impressive since they lost Cat. I don't think Julius is as good of a player as Cat, but the Timberwolves can still maintain being a top 3 team with Julius. You got to then give Edwards strong consideration to get the MVP. So those are like really the 4 guys I would say have a chance to break the streak this upcoming season. Grant, I think each of those guys that need some luck to break their way in that regard. It's just interesting now when you see how it's been a while since an American-born player has won the MVP, and you look at the guys before this current crop of these strong foreign players who are winning the MVP of Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid, those guys winning it prior to them, the guys who were winning the MVP were from like the millennial generation. It was LeBron, Durant, Curry, Harden. They all had a stretch in like the 2010s where I think they were winning all the MVP awards, all like four of those guys. And now, and you had Westbrook also stealing MVP back then, but those guys were really from the millennial generation. Those were all 80s babies. So it just shows you that the generation changed. When it comes to Generation Z right now, the foreign players are really kicking ass. Like it's insane. And you just got to see if Americans will step up to the plate. It kind of also shows like the decline in American talent from the top. Of course, you're always going to have the majority American players in this league, but just the top stars are no longer really American. Like the cream of the crop is not really American anymore. So that's interesting. But we'll see if this streak can be broken, or as they would say, the drought of American-born players not winning the MVP can be broken. That's something I will pay attention to in this upcoming season.